Good morning. It's our Friday morning. I hope you've had a great week. We made it Friday. It's the weekend. It's time for the weekend. I'm excited about this weekend, especially because I'm looking forward to this Sunday gathering together outside the church in the parking lot for our drive-in church. It's going to be exciting to be together with you this Sunday morning as we come together to worship. I'm looking forward to it. I hope to see you there, wave at you through your car windshield. It'll be fun to at least be in the proximity with each other. But we encourage you to stay. We require you to stay in your car. Don't get out. Don't roam around. Stay there. No facilities to be open. So we're going to encourage everybody to require everybody to stay in the car and worship that way. But it's going to be great to be together here outside the church this coming Sunday. So we'll see you then. Today, our one of our readings is one that you know a lot, where the new covenant that God's going to write upon our heart. But I really want to focus, and this is Jeremiah 31, and I really want to focus on verses 27 through 30. We may get to 31 with the new covenant, but I really want to focus on 27 through 30, where it says this. It says, "The days are surely coming, says the Lord, when I will sow the house of Israel and the house of Judah with seeds of humans and the seed of animals. Just as I have watched over them to pluck up and break down, to overthrow and destroy, and to bring evil, so I now watch over them, to build and to plant, says the Lord. In those days they shall no longer say, the parents have eaten sour grapes and the children's teeth are set on edge. But all shall die for their own sins. For the teeth of everyone who eats grapes shall be set on edge." That's a big, I'm not going to say it's a change, because the Bible teaches us that God's the same yesterday, today, and forever. That's not a change on God's behalf, but that's a clarification. Because there's a passage in the Bible where it says that the sins of the father are visited upon the children for generations, and then those who love God, the faithfulness is visited for thousands of generations. And some people said, well, golly, if your parents or your family is sinful, then you're going to suffer the consequences for their actions. And here, Jeremiah's making very clear, said, no, that's not the way. You may have heard it said, the parents have eaten sour grapes, the children's teeth are set on edge, but all shall die for their own sins. The teeth of everyone who eats sour grapes will be set on edge. So eating a sour grape, that's a common analogy within their context. But what Jeremiah wants you to hear is that no. My children will not be judged for my sin. My children will be judged for their sin, and I'll be judged for my sin. I'm not judged for the sins of my parents. We're all judged for our own individual sins. Sin does not transfer in that same way. It's not like I can do something dumb and then my children get punished for my stupidity. That's not the way that works. Well, what it talks about earlier is, and Jeremiah's adding clarity to this, and God through Jeremiah's adding clarity to this. What happens earlier is this, when it says that the consequences, the guilt's passed down for generations. What happens practically is this. Our children see us act in a certain way. Our children see us do a certain thing. They're most likely going to follow behind us. The path that we walk, most likely, will be the path that our children walk down. Not always, not exclusively. Everyone has their own mind and makes their own choices. But how we live does affect our children. So the Bible talks earlier about that how we shape and form our children will shape and form their actions. And so, if my children see me doing something, they're most likely gonna follow in it. I mean, my hope for my children, for my two children, I hope that they have seen that in my life, that the reading of Scripture is a priority to me. Because we read the Bible together every night, even now that I have teenagers. We still sit together and read the Bible together every night. Do I know if my kids are going to read the Bible as they grow up? I don't. I hope they do, but I don't really have control over that. I don't. But I hope that I've modeled for them a life that takes Scripture seriously, that reads it daily, and seeks to learn from it and be molded by it. I hope my children have learned from me that worship attendance matters. You know, we're not a family that skips church. By the way, I'm not saying that I'm not making any moral statements. I'm just saying for me, it's always been a priority for me. And so my children have seeing that example. No, they may not go to church. I don't know. They're going to have to make their own decisions. Because it says here that also die for their own sins, that even everyone who eats sour grapes should be set on edge. The choices that I've made have impacted them. And there's hopefully some good things that I have taught them and modeled for them. And likewise, there's some bad things that I've modeled for them. I'm sure there's many things that I've modeled incorrectly. Mistakes that I've made. Faults that I've had. And I know that there's things that I've passed on to them that I wish that I haven't. I used to joke that as parents, we all worry about messing up our children. And the reality is, we're going to mess up our children. They're probably going to be messed up in a different way than we are. Because there's some stuff that we do that we don't want our children to. I always, as a child and as a teenager, and frankly as an adult, I've always struggled with confidence for a long time. And so I really wanted my kids to grow up confident, bordering on cocky. And so I don't know if they have, but that was always what I wanted for them to have, was a sense of confidence. And I hope I don't go too far with that. But our children will not be held guilty for our sins. But the reality is that the lives that we lead will impact our children. Our children will be shaped by what we do. So I want you to hear that. I don't want you to feel guilt over the sins of your parents. The sins of your parents are not your responsibility. But your sins are your responsibility. And just because your parents may have done something that shaped you in a certain way, that leads you to sinful action now, that sinful action is not their fault. It's on you and on me for our choices. My parents are not responsible for my choices. Yes, the lives they live shaped them, but ultimately I'm responsible for my choices. My kids are responsible for their choices. That's the way it works. And so what it says here in 31, it says, "Now a day is surely coming, says the Lord, well, I'll make a new covenant with the house of Israel and the house of Judah. It will not be like the old covenant. But this covenant I will make, I will put my law within them, and I'll write it on their hearts. I will be their God, and they shall be my people. No longer shall they teach one another to say to each other, know the Lord, for they shall all know me, from the least to the greatest. I will forgive their iniquity, and remember their sin no more." And that, friends, is the key. We walk around so often in life with so much unforgiveness. Unforgiveness for others sometimes, we struggle to forgive others for things that they've done sometimes, and some hurts are so deep that it's hard to forgive. It really is. But sometimes we walk around with so much unforgiveness towards ourselves. We bear the brunt and the weight of our mistakes so heavily. When the Lord here says, I'm going to forgive them their sins, if they will but ask, if they will but confess and turn to me, I will forgive them their sins. One of my favorite quotes is by Brennan Manning in his amazing book, The Ragamuffin Gospel. If you've never read The Ragamuffin Gospel, you need to add that to your reading list right now. You need to pause this video, go to Amazon or wherever you buy your books from, and buy The Ragamuffin Gospel. Seriously, Brennan Manning. There's nothing that I can say that can measure up to anything Brennan Manning can tell you. You just need to read The Ragamuffin Gospel. But in The Ragamuffin Gospel, he has this quote that I just love so much. He says, very few of us believe we're truly sinful, so very few of us believe that we're truly forgiven. We live lives of pseudo guilt and pseudo bliss, never truly experiencing the power of God. Yeah, you messed up, guys and gals. You have. You've blown it. You have. You've made mistakes. And the Lord sees those mistakes and has given Christ for those mistakes. And through Christ Jesus, you are forgiven. Do not carry the guilt and the weight of previous sins around any longer. Through Christ Jesus, you are forgiven. The Bible is clear. If we confess our sins, He is faithful and just and will cleanse us from all unrighteousness. Through Christ, you can know forgiveness. That's my prayer for you today, friends. That's my prayer for you this weekend. that you can know just how loved you are and how much Christ has forgiven you. We're all responsible for our own sins. Through Christ, we can all know forgiveness. So I hope you know today the power of forgiveness. Hey, love you guys. Praying for you. Have a great Friday. Pray for us this weekend. Join us if you're in the Madison area for drive-in church Sunday at 10 o'clock here at St. Matthew's. It's going to be awesome. You can also worship with us online, stmlive.org, or you can worship with us through our Facebook Live pages, our St. Matthew's page, and our intersection page. So hope to see you Sunday. Looking forward to worshiping with you either here in the parking lot or online. Love you guys. See you Sunday, and then see you Monday morning. Oh, wait, no, I forgot. I need to remind you. Monday morning, we're going to start another online revival. So you won't actually see me next week. We're going to have an online revival. I've invited some dear friends of mine to share with us each day of next week. So yeah, so you're going to hear some great preachers. You're going to hear Stephen Sparks and Susan Eaton, Dwayne Scoggins, Lynn Mote, and Chris Young. Dear friends of mine across the state. And I'm looking forward to you hearing what these friends of mine have to say. So hey, next week you get to hear some good preaching for once. So see you Sunday and join us Monday for online revival. Have a great day. Love you guys.